Alright guys, Kyle Chris bringing you guys another Drawing with Super video here today. Today we got the top 8 Frieza swap deck from our very own Christian, the Time Wizard. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Good. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good.
You played well. We have Kenny there, getting in the shot as always. So you ended up piling this to top 7, so you were X and 1, right?
Yes, excellent.
It's crazy you only got 7 from X and 1, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of salty about it, but at the same time too, if I played better, I could have obviously gotten a little bit higher.
yeah.
But
Well,
it happens.
Let's go over the front side of the leader, and then we'll kind of go into the deck here, because I do want to get your opinion about this, and I know you think really highly of this deck, and you say that it's probably the best yellow deck, or if not, like, second best yellow deck in the game right now. So.
Yes, sir. That's how I feel.
All right, we'll go over the leader real
So
quick.
with the permanent, you reduce the swap cost of your Frieza swaps by 1 yellow, which affects the 1 drop, the 3 drop, and the 5 drop mostly.
Okay.
That's the start of your early game. So when you sit there and play out the 1 drop swaps into a 3 drop for 1. It's basically free. And then you sit there and go into a 3 drop, and then the 3 drop can be swapped into the 5 drop for 1 at that point. So
Okay.
you basically are usually just paying 1 energy for the 1 drop, swapping into a 3 drop for free, and then going into a 5 drop for 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
The auto at the front side, if you have 2 or more energy, when you swap, you take 2 life. If you take from 8 life down to 6, and then you draw 2 cards, and then you go into the awaken.
Sure, a draw 2, right?
Yeah, it's a draw 2.
Okay.
The activate main is you look at the top 5, and you can grab any Frieza card, or the return of the terror, or the return of the terror. Yeah, the 1 or the 0 cost extra card. You can grab that or a Frieza card. You can grab, your Floodgate Mecha Frieza, which is just broken still, and you can grab.
Yeah, you can search out Mecha Frieza.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's just at that point in time, it's just busted.
Okay.
You can basically grab like all the good cards in the deck, grab whatever you need to see.
Okay.
The Awaken, normally you never are at 4 or less life to use it.
Yeah, I forgot this actually does have an actual awakening condition.
Yeah,
Draw
so-
1, restand 1.
Yep. You just draw 1, restand 1,
Okay, and then front side here?
then go to the back side. Permanent, same thing as the front side. So again, you're just sitting there swapping from the 1 to the 3 for free, the 3 to the 5 for 1, and then yes, basically the same as the front.
Okay.
The auto is when you swap, you get to draw a card. So on the first swap, usually like your opening turn, you're going from the 1 drop to the 3 drop, and then you would go into a 5 drop, which would draw you a card. But just off the first swap, you draw a card. The second auto is when one of your opponents or one of your yellow Frieza cards is swapped, or when you swing one that's 3 or more,
And then has
that's
swapped.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can sit there and look at up to the top 3 cards and then combo with a Frieza army card.
Okay.
So you can use
With the skills to get it.
yes, with skills again. Yep.
And then you put the rest of them at the bottom of the deck?
Yep.
Did that ever come up where you hit like your secret rare off the bottom, like, oh man, that's crazy, it goes to the bottom of the deck?
There were moments of times where I would hit the secret rare, and I'd watch it go to the bottom of the deck at least 2 or 3 times a game. There was also moments of times where the super combo Krillins were put to the bottom of the game. There was moments of times to where like I would see 2 tyrannical blows go to the bottom. I was like, man, or Cold Bloodlust, like busted card. Cold Bloodlust is phenomenal. But yeah, so really good cards would go to the bottom. It does kind of suck, but you do end up shuffling your deck so much that it
Yeah,
doesn't
and
matter.
then it becomes available for it to draw again, essentially.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
so that's the leader, so we'll get into the beginning part of the, I'll move your leader over.
So first things first, run a 4 of the extra card.
Yep.
Let you
This card's
search.
nuts.
Literally.
It should have been limit 1. I'm a little mad that it's not.
100% should be limit 1. However, the activate battle is limit 1, so at least you have that. Activate battle did come in handy at some points of times. It's basically just a bean.
It's a bean.
Yeah, 4 less life and gives you a bean, so you can be sitting either at 20k with a regular leader or 25k with your Z leader. It's just too good. Being able to grab any card that has swap, grab whatever you don't have.
Yep. Any 5 or less.
Any
which
5 or
is
less.
Crazy.
Next part of the chain is the 1 drop. The 1 drop is just your turn 1 play. You sit there and play this out. You can sit there and mess with your energy as much as you need to, getting the cards that you need to. Has deflect barrier, so it's hard to remove. yeah, it's just
And it
it's
swaps
good.
into, so what it does is it grabs, you add a yellow Frieza from your Z energy to your hand, and you add any card from your hand to your Z energy.
Yes.
Which is cool, so you can kind of fix your hand a little bit.
Yep, you can fix your hand. There's moments times where you won't even proc this, or you'll just grab a card and put it back, so that way it just,
Yeah.
if you need to.
Understandable.
But yeah, so get this out, then you can swap into one of the 3 drops. I personally don't like this card that much.
Yeah.
However, it's just in there for consistency purposes and
Okay.
for those late games to where like you want to grab this card to be able to sit there and combo a pirate without comboing cards out of your hand.
Yeah, it's true. So it does give you the leader effect, and
Yes.
then on your, I know on your Z leader you can proc your effect again, so you can end up comboing.
Yes,
a second
the Z
time.
leader only hits 5 or more.
Oh, you can't do it.
Yes, so after you already procced it on the front side of your leader, then if you're not Z awoken, this guy will do it himself for free because it is just the auto on him.
I see.
Most of the time, I did side it out. At least one of them, I'd keep one in just as in a case scenario.
Yeah,
but sometimes, most times, it was getting swapped.
Okay.
Next set of 3 drops, you have
Got the promo?
Card is broken. It having deflect is nice. It can still get hit, but just being able to sit there and grab whatever Frieza you want because it doesn't have a specified thing. It's just a Frieza, so you can grab a robotic riposte, any of your 5 drops, your 1 drop, 3 drops, anything.
8 drop.
It just grabs anything. Then you can sit there and stack your deck and put it how you want to, so that way you can match it up with your leader in order to sit there and
And make sure if you play this fucking deck, make sure when you play, if you play this on your awaken turn, make sure you draw first. Cause like
I did mess this up.
we did this yesterday, and
yeah.
this booth decided to use this and then put something on top,
And then had to draw, because make sure you proc the leader auto
Yeah.
first before you sit there and proc this auto, because you're just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
At that point. You're just basically playing off chance rather than actual.
But we learned.
Yeah,
but we
did
learned.
learn.
Yeah, we
Didn't
learned.
do that once. Didn't do that once. We
See, and you had to mess up
learned.
yesterday for you
Yes.
to be able to not do it.
That's
today.
what it
So
was
It's
right
good.
there.
It's good.
The next one is this 3 drop. I run it as a 4 of. It is the most cracked card in the deck because
Absolutely.
it just kills 4 less, or the 4 less rest modes it.
Yep.
So it's board clear.
It's so good early on.
It's really good early on. If it's not, you're usually just playing either these or these. It's just that's the most of it. But like this card's just busted with all the 4 drops that are out right now. You can just keep a board clear and not have to worry about too much.
Yep. And the card doesn't need to be switched to rest mode for it to die. If it's already in rest mode, you just choose the card and then you just kill it anyways.
Yes, sir. And then going into the 5 drops now. The first 5 drop, card's busted. Barrier blocker can swap into it for 1 because you're your leader. The auto on it, if you have 3 more energy, you gain dual attack. And then the other auto is basically just CBO, but it's the first card that gets played. So if they play something with barrier, it doesn't hit it, but it's still forcing them to use resources in order for
So
you
this
to
is
be
essentially like your Trunks blocker.
Yes.
Essentially, it's just
Yep.
I mean, in some situations it's probably better because you're blanking the card.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fantastic, and it's very annoying to deal with, and it gets dual attack.
Yes,
with
late
3
game,
more.
after turn 3, this card is just a menace. Swinging 20k duels, it's just getting cards out of your opponent's hand.
It's just annoying.
I love this card. The next one, which is more of a tech thing. These 5 drops I thought were not that great. But going into like blue and green, these are just a lot easier because they can't get removed.
Yeah.
However, being able to rest mode any barrier card is just broken too because of the fact that if you were playing against a mirror match, if they
got the 1 drop, right?
if they have the 1 drop out and then you sit there and go into your chain, you can just rest mode this and then swing into the leader. If any card or if any deck has just a 1 drop with barrier, it's just
Yeah. And it's
Low.
is it any card ignoring barriers?
any card ignoring barrier.
Yeah, that's
And then it can't be removed by skills, so like you can end up just doing different things to swap this back into your Z energy to put it back in your hand, just to keep replaying it so that way it just doesn't get removed.
That's wild.
Currently, want to sit there and play more. I want to play more of this. I would keep it as a 2 of. It's a if I need it, I need it. If I don't, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and your deck literally searches out everything.
Yes.
So like
This
you
deck
can literally
searches
grab anything, any piece at any point.
Yes.
So
Next card is this 5-drop. Unfortunately, I only have 2 SPRs.
I was gonna
and 2
say,
SRs.
bro, you're the
I'm
guy.
lacking,
You should
I
be
know,
having these
I
cards,
know,
bro.
I'm lacking. This card absolutely snapped. Being able to blow up a card or ignoring barrier in rest mode, it's just ridiculous. And then, so the auto, yeah, you draw a card, blow up a card, ignoring barrier in rest mode. You can play it from your Z energy, which is nice. What is really broken though right now is being able to tap 2 and choose your leader card.
Yep.
To be able to play this card. You don't have to
Yeah,
actually. That's something that's absolutely busted.
oh baby, we got the
Hey, I need those.
2. Oh baby.
I need those.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid that you can just tap 2
Yes.
and then choose your leader,
yes.
and then it does nothing, and then you play this out. Bandai,
The way, yes.
Bandai needs to fix that because it's not an actual. This is why we have fusion rules. Like cards effects like this. Like now, I don't know if it changes. Like you're not probably playing this from your Z deck a lot.
No,
It's
I
more
don't.
so for another
More so,
Frieza deck,
I'm
but-
more so swapping. However, if I get put into a position to where like my hand's just not everything I need to see, if this is in the Z deck, then at that point in time, or not Z deck, the Z energy. At that point in time, sometimes I'll tap 2. There was moments of times where I have tapped 2 and just used it to blow up a
The
card.
fact that it's a play though is just wild.
Yes.
That you can actually do that.
Then obviously turn 3 going forward, the activate main on this is busted. You're always playing this, and then as soon as you swing it, if it doesn't get removed, because a 5-drop is easy to remove, especially against blue and whatever else now. The activate main plays out the 1-drop, so then you remove this from the game, play out a 1-drop either from the drop or your hand, and then you can just recycle the chain. So you just keep going back up.
Does the 1-drop get its effect?
Yes, because it doesn't say 1. I don't think it says for.
Yeah, when it's played, you can literally
just keep
recycle and go
cycling,
back in
yep.
the chain. That's nutty.
Yeah, so once this gets, you basically play this, swing with it, and then you remove it from the game. There's not been a moment in time to where I haven't played it, swung it, and then removed it from the game.
Okay.
I think there was one time where I sat there and swapped it into my back to my Z energy just for me to be able to do it again, but
Okay.
that was about it. Card's busted. Best card in the deck, I would say. My personal favorite card, the 8-drop, with the Z leader, it allows you to sit there and swap into it for 1. If you're just on your front side, you would have to sit there and pay 3 for it. But the card removes everything, ignoring barrier in rest mode as soon as it's played. It's a deflect, double strike, dual attack, and so it's really hard to hit. Just being able to swing twice and then use your leader, Z leader, to sit there and give a free combo, 35k. It's just.
And when it gets removed, it goes to your Z deck.
Yep, on
Your Z
removal
deck stack.
goes to your Z energy, and then off the activate main, you can remove this card from your Z energy, and then 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then start the chain again.
Okay.
You normally don't want to do that. You normally don't want to sit there and remove this if like you can't go for a game, I guess, because at least for me, like I didn't want to lose like key cards that I knew were in my deck, like super combos and stuff like that, unless I knew for a fact it was just going to be game. Because removing the top 5 cards from your deck could actually make or break.
Struggle busting, man.
We'll go into the super combos.
Sure.
I was gonna play 3 Krillin. There's nothing really much to say about this. Cycling cards is nice, and then you go down to 4 life pretty easily with this deck.
Yeah.
You get to 4, and then you kind of just sit there 4.
It's weird that you only run 3 super combos.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're getting into that. We're getting into that. The best card in the deck. Vegito. I was putting at 4, dropped it down to 2, threw 2 in the side. It's just another floodgate.
Yeah.
If you need to go in the longer games, you have it.
I would rather deal with Mecha Frieza. I fucking hate this card.
Yeah, if you're the Z leader, then you get strike negates, the strike skill negated, and like I said, it's just another Frieza. It's always available. You're always having Z energy, so it's just always an option. It's not searchable, but it still works.
Give me 1 second. Alright, we had to cut because I think my phone's gonna die. Alright.
All right, going into the next best card in the deck. You know, your all-time favorite, Mecha Frieza.
I hate this card.
I love this card, being an O player. If you have 2 extra cards between your drop and your
Energy?
it's just a 1-drop. And then,
Searchable?
Cost 1, searchable. You tap 1, negate. They have to sit there and use more resources in order for them to continue with their turn.
Yep.
Card's broken.
No reason to have both of these, but whatever, Bandai.
It's been broken for who knows how long now. I don't know.
This won't be in Fusion World, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, you got a point. Favorite card, honestly, I truthfully didn't play this that much, if I was being honest.
We're using Fedito more?
No, I was more or less like leaving one up for either like Cold Bloodlust or something else like that. There was moments and times, there was only like 2 matches to where I sat there and left 2 energy open in order for me to sit there and either play Vegito and a Mecha and like Cold Bloodlust or T-Blow or something.
Gotcha.
Defensively, you just, if you go into your Z leader, you have 2, 3 free negates, and like that's just broken.
Okay.
That's just broken right there.
Yes.
So one of the free negates, Frieza Army Reinforcement.
Yeah, let's put that judge on top. What are we doing? Get that shit out of here. Hey, here we go. All right. Yeah. Frieza Army token?
Frieza Army token. Take a life, play a blocker. If you're a 4 or if you're a 5 or less,
It's free.
it's free. It plays a blocker. This card can end somebody's turn just by itself. I was playing it at 2. I felt like I was lacking on being able to have extra cards up for Mecha, so I bumped it up to 3.
Okay.
Seen it every game. There wasn't a single game to where I didn't see it. There wasn't a single game to where I didn't use it. So,
Gotcha.
card's just good.
Yep. Another free negate?
Free negate. If you're a Z Awoken, it's free negate. If you have 3 more out, which normally you do, it gains barrier, and it's a 15k. 15k bodies are just nice to swing with, or you can negate and then combo it away. That's just too much value.
A lot of free negates, man. And we got another
Free negate.
This is a couple bucks because it's the new.
I think I only used this like once because I didn't really see it at all during my matchups. But yeah, you Z Awaken, it's free negate.
You can pump a swap card by 5.
Yeah, you can pump a swap card by 5. Like I said, I've seen this card once, never used this activate battle, but free negate, it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Card's just too good. Power of Super Saiyan.
1 secret rare.
I love this card,
Even Luminia on stage.
but I feel like it's kind
Unless
of
they
falling
decide to
off.
say E
With
and
what we
F,
have, I
they'll
feel
take
like
highly doubt.
everything is already, being swung. This usually
they
not a
will take
board,
F,
especially with
it
this
takes
deck because you're
basics,
clearing it. You honestly mostly use this card to cycle. If I'm being honest.
Well, speak to yourself. Everyone I played against today drew this fucking card, and that it's just like
I seen this. I use this
wild.
card 4 out of 7 matches.
Okay.
Well, let me see what's on
2 of which were used to actually hit a card. The
The other
other
two were
ones,
just cycle cards?
Yeah, it was just cycle
And
cards.
this Obsidian Flame set?
Drew into 5k more combo, which is cycling is just it's just too good.
certain
T-Blow.
one-ups that are good in certain decks, but there's no like actual.
I have a love and hate relationship with this card. I always sit there and say I hate it because of the fact that I can only hit 3 lesses, but it hits floodgates.
Yeah.
Most of the floodgates in the game. The only floodgate you don't hit with this is a 4-drop from Android 21. Every other floodgate currently, T-Blow will hit, so it's just good to have right now. Floodgates are just in.
Yep.
That's kind of it. I've used this to
He can attack when you
hit
match.
a lot of Android 17s.
bet.
Friends. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
MVP right there.
But yeah, MVP for that one. Next to my favorite card, Sins. I'll be honest, it's my favorite card because it's just a really good yellow card.
Probably the strongest just staple that yellow has, I think.
Yeah. The only other issue I have with this card is in this deck, you don't really play it because you're usually just swapping and continuing to sit there and play your chains.
2 energy is a lot for a card that's not a swap
Yes.
target. Yeah.
It's active pretty quick because of the fact that you can just sit there and build up your Z energy, you're dropping then your energy, so it's always active. But I think most of the time I either sided it out for another card and then was only running 1 or
Charging it.
charging it, or comboing it away.
Card's still annoying to deal with.
Yes.
Especially if they just keep 2 energy up and then you just play that and then you stop their fucking card.
My favorite card, cooler counter card.
Well, they can't all be your favorite card, bro.
Absolutely my favorite.
Especially against you, because I know this card makes you mad.
It does.
There's a pout, yeah.
It's a cheat.
The card is a cheat. I used it only once actually in the 7 matches I played. With Frieza swap, you're either going through floodgates, or there's nothing like truly turn stopping. If there was, or if there is, I think I used, like I said, I used it once, maybe twice. But as soon as I used it again, it was the end of the game at that point. So it just,
And you're going for game on that turn. So.
yeah. So yeah,
Gotcha.
it's just it's a staple. I have to
Another.
have at least one.
Yeah, you gotta
I
have
did
this
have
one.
2, but I cut it down to 1. I threw 1 into the side just in case I felt like I needed one.
Okay.
But only need 1.
Gotcha.
Another one of Secret ID. I love this card only because of the fact that late game, when you sit there and need to clear the token negate still, you just keep going up your chains, sit there and restart the chain, keep going up. Eventually you'll get a token negate. You then just warp it, and then it just helps you go for game. Being able to sit there and clear 6, a cost of up to 6.
Yep, you can type like a token plus some other stuff.
Since they unbanned this card, it went straight back into my deck. That card is too good.
Same.
It's
Cards,
too good.
cards nuts.
Best card in the game.
Yeah. Pretty annoying. You get a secret rare and a secret rare killer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you literally hit Beast on with this. You hit Cumber. You can hit
Cooler.
Like it just.
Probably
Since you have a Frieza leader, it just goes
It's
perfect.
probably the main reason why this deck is like as playable as it is. I feel like is that you have this to back up any of your plays, and it's just a one negate stop a secret rare, which is very annoying.
Yes. There was a moment times where I used to hit a floodgate because I already knew it was the end of the game. So at that point in time, it was just time to use it.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just a dead card. At that point, you know.
Gotta play it.
So yeah.
Got another one of.
Another one of. We have Champa Double Strike, but better.
Yeah.
30k double for 1. You have to be a 4 more, but that's usually when you're going for a game anyway. I probably use this about 3 times. Yeah, for 1, 30k double strike, and then if you don't have Piccolo Gohan, Oolong, 30k.
But you always have Piccolo.
I always have
That's
Piccolo
literally
Gohan.
your thing. You
Hey, bro.
always have Piccolo Gohan.
Bro, a crutch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Oolong can copy a 30k, so even a 30k swinger is just,
Yeah.
it's too good.
And then we got the secret rare.
Alright, my absolute favorite card goes in every yellow deck I play. Piccolo Gohan, just
30k combo.
it's a
draw the
30k
card.
free super combo that it's just busted. Like,
Draws 2.
draws 2, rest 2. Like,
That's dumb.
I truly have nothing to say about this card. My favorite, this is guaranteed my favorite card right here.
I mean, half this deck is your favorite, but like this is your favorite out of the favorite.
100%.
Just because it has Piccolo on it. Honestly, Piccolo and Gohan? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, 30k super combo, it speaks for itself. This is a game ender.
Okay.
You sit there and just
agree.
combo it on anything.
Yeah, that's a 60k double strike on that.
Yeah.
You get on your secret on your 8 drop.
6k double strike, 50k double strike, or not 50k double strike, but 50k. Then you just have a body on board, just sit there and get more swings in. It's just,
It's toxic.
this will sit there and proc the negate that you want out of their hand at that point in time, if anything else.
Yep.
Going into the Z deck, I play 2 Z leaders. You have to be at 4 less to sit there and play, or to Z Awaken, and it only costs 1, which is what yellow needs. If you have anything more than 1, it just costs too much.
Yep.
3 Z energy doesn't really matter. You build Z energy so easily with this. The permanent allows you to sit there and play the 8 drop for 1. And then it also sits there and allows you to do the rest of the chain for 1. Yeah, so you can just basically do the entire chain for 1 energy, or for technically 2 energy, going from 1 drop into the 2 drop, or into the 3 drop to the 5 drop to the 8 drop. The auto, as soon as it's played, you get to draw a card. The second auto is when you swing with a 5 or more, you can sit there and look at the top 3 just as your base leader does.
Yeah.
And then you can sit there and combo with a Frieza army card.
But
so
it's every time, which is just
every
you're just
time.
pumping that card. It's
every
just
time.
nuts.
So yeah, you're swinging a 20k, it's going up to a 25. There are moments of times where you might miss off of this. Most of the time I didn't. I think I maybe had like 1 whiff, but I think I had like 8 cards left in deck, so I already knew I seen all my cards.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of, can I get the free 5k?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It also has a Z stack, which would be this guy. I only play one of these because most of the time I was only Z Awakening once and it was the end of the game anyways, and that's how I've been playing. This card can't be completely busted because it hits a 7 or less.
Yeah, so tap something down, and then you get to cycle the extra card.
Yes, you
in
get
your
to
hand?
sit there and see. No. So basically, you look at the top 5, you can potentially grab the extra card if
Okay.
it's still in your deck, and then
If you add it, you discard
have to
one?
discard a card. So you get your free bean, and then it just hits a 7 or less.
Nice clean layout.
Hits everything but a secret rare or a big boy.
Yeah,
So
that's a good card.
Time investment.
this card, I love this card and hate this card. Most time, don't really play it, but it's there in case you need the extra barrier removal. I think with this deck, I'd probably take it out and put in the 2-drop Goku Z battle card because
The
of the
crit guy who swings twice.
Yes. Just because tapping 3 for this card is pretty expensive, and you already have barrier removal, so
Yeah, you don't really
you
technically
don't
need
really
it.
need this. However, there was moments times where I thought about playing it, but instead of playing this, I went the more defensive route and played this.
Yeah, Vault Defender. Card's crazy.
This card's cracked.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting there playing against anybody, you can force them to not be able to draw with their leader. Like, it's just,
Yep.
you're usually choosing a leader because they don't have a board.
Yep.
It's just barrier deflect, 25k, and you can sit there and rest mode any card by popping a Z energy.
Crazy.
Broken. Oolong. This guy won a lot of games for me.
I bet.
The last energy be going towards Oolong, copying whatever is my strongest card on board. Usually it was Piccolo Gohan. That's a 40k banger for one. Like,
Wild.
it's just too good. I have this in the Z deck. Never used it. I would still just keep it in there just to sit there and potentially have an extra blocker. Truthfully, I honestly don't even know what the card does.
Probably doesn't even matter. We don't need to talk about it. If you didn't play it, it don't matter.
Yeah, I don't need.
It's just
like,
in here because
maybe,
it's got a pre-release stamp.
maybe another Oolong. It goes. I mean, it's not a bad card, but like you're never in a position, or I never was in a position where I felt like I needed to play.
I mean, you could probably just turn this into the Goku, and then maybe this into a Oolong, or just keep it as that. And then we always have the.
Or put this into another one, or another one
Yeah,
of these
that's
one
true,
drops. I could just do that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Z deck did really well for me.
Pretty good Z deck, and then we got the side.
Then we got the side. First 3 were Son Gohan, Trusted Ally,
Anti-green card.
Anti-green card. I hate green. I hate green with burning passion.
We all hate green.
This will always be in my side deck. It doesn't matter what card or what deck it is. It just always will be in my side deck, as long as it's yellow, of course.
He knows everything, I tell him.
Honestly, this is usually just for the 4-drop negate from Android 21. It just keeps.
Oh yeah.
It just allows you to sit there and keep swinging for free 99. So it's just like, why not? I sided it in against Green Gohan, but they just kind of Koitsuki'd and played the 8-drop. And at that point in time, this card was useless because it's like, all right, I'm going to discard a card and then have to warp 2 anyways because the auto plays it.
Yeah.
So
Not worth it.
it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
I ended up just discarding the card and just leaving it as that.
Okay.
The next side card was Goku. I sided this in case I ran into SSG Trunks. SSG Trunks is it's a really good deck, and this will just hit the 8-drop.
Yeah.
Like, it just does what I need to do. It hits almost every card in their deck besides the 5-drop, I would say, if I'm not mistaken.
It's yeah. If for
Never seen
who
it.
plays the deck really poorly, it does fit everything except for the 8-drop. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had it in the side. Never seen SSG Trunks, so just kind of sat there and didn't really do too much of anything.
Okay.
Koitsukai, I love the card. Sided it in once, didn't end up using it because I'd never even actually seen it. So it was just like, it's just in there just to hit floodgates and stuff, get potential more cards out of their hand.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just kind of just in there. I don't really have any.
It's there. It's there just in case you need to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next 2 cards, Vegito. If you need to go long game, mostly I sided these in against blue because 2 in there is fine enough already. But if I needed to go long game against blue because it's usually a more grindy matchup,
Adding those 2 back in.
adding those 2 back in, why not?
Okay.
It's just 2 strong cards, so why not do it?
minute later, it's here.
2 Divine Transformation
Hey, the
Freezes.
boy.
I sided this in against blue, but then ended up never even getting to a point where I would even tap 5.
Yeah.
I love this card, but it's just, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
With how the deck runs, it just doesn't make sense to for me to run it personally. I'll probably still keep at least 1 on the side just because it's just a really good card.
Yeah. It's there if you need it.
1 Swift Retaliation Cooler.
Where's that deck at?
It's a really good card. Don't really have any explanation for it. It's just there if I felt like I needed to run a second one. I don't feel like I needed to, so it's probably going to come out of the side and just probably be something else. I haven't really thought about that yet, but
Did you get the cards from Chris?
1 more T-Blow just in case I need to get through more negates with the 2 Tyrannical Blows that I have in the main deck, and then the 1 Cold Bloodlust. Yeah, never sided a third one in, so it's just
Just in case.
Survival of the Fittest. I felt like the blue matches were going to be grindier, so I would sit there and side this in.
And then you probably never used it, huh?
I never used it. I never got to I never got to a point to where the blue players would be at 7, so it just kind of sat there. I would combo it away the turn before, and then I would just sit there and just go all in on the next turn.
That's fair.
So I sided it in, but never had to use it. I'd still keep it in just because I don't like turning the tide.
Yeah. I mean, most of your side deck is set up to just be just in case you're playing against some shit that's very.
Yes. So where I feel like this deck lacks is against blue.
Works every day that a local.
If you're playing just a blue deck that just high rolls, it's very hard to sit there and go through some shit, but that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm just not playing the deck up to par against blue, but
Yeah.
He's been up to what's his name a couple times.
my matchups were Soul Striker round 1.
Yes, yeah.
I won against that. My
Deck was
second
Green
one
Gohan.
was Green Gohan. It was a very close match, but I ended up pulling through. Round 3 was a Trunks, which
Reboot Trunks.
Blue
Trunks.
Trunks. That one was that was just kind of one-sided on my end. Honestly, it was just I just had the power to keep going, so it was just like
You played us against that deck a lot.
yes.
So.
Round 4, I lost to Sherman Salsa. If I'm being honest, don't even know what the deck does. Never seen it before.
Yeah.
I've only been playing Dragon Ball for 2 years, and I've never seen the deck, so I didn't know what it did. If I could go back, if I would have Z Woken and then just use the free negates that I had in my hand rather than sitting there trying to rely on like a
And you would have been
Vegito.
undefeated.
Yeah, I could have. Maybe I could have. I don't know. Round 5 was a Frieza or Swap Frieza mirror match.
Yep.
If you go first, you just are so far ahead of your opponent. It's really hard for them to come back.
Yeah.
Going first with this deck against the mirror match, it's just too strong. Round 6 was another Frieza swap mirror match. I ended up winning that. Went first again.
So
Like I
going
said,
first is kind of wins that matchup. Basically.
Going first just wins the matchup. It's probably not auto win, but like it's just
The teacher.
Understudy.
Teacher.
The 7th round and final was another Soul Striker. During that match, it was very close. It got down to the point to where, we both had like 4 cards in hand, and I believe I played a Vegito for his Beaston play, so that way I could get more combo power, and it was just forcing him to sit there and rest more cards. Then he passed turn, and I just got him on the crackback. It was just when you consider sit there and pull everything, like you only need one drop to sit there and do everything.
Yeah.
It's busted.
Well, I will say we are very proud of you. You're always very indecisive, which is always the fun part. It's always the Christian thing.
I am
You almost went into
the
this.
indecisive Saiyan.
You almost went into this with no side deck, which would
Yeah,
have been.
that is true. So I did say I wasn't gonna sit there and play with the side deck, and then
I think you went home. You're like, I'm gonna need a side deck.
I went home and I sat down and I was like, how quickly can I come up with a side deck? And I just sat there and was just like, all right, know where all these cards are. So I just kind of grabbed them, threw them in there. I was like, if they work, they work. If not, But most of the time, I'm not playing with the side deck. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you're not a side deck type of guy. Well,
It's just like
and you
I
get
am
your,
today.
Yes, and it got you your Nats invite.
Yeah.
Any final things you want to say to the people? Obviously, you're being one of the, I would say, the top tier yellow players in the game.
I wouldn't say in the game, in our area. Frieza swap. The deck is good. It's good. It's top tier in my opinion. You like I said, you just have every answer to anything. So just you just keep swapping up and you keep going.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for letting me do this. Obviously, I'm very excited that you ended up topping, so I can actually get to sit down and do this with you.
Hey, bro, we did it last year. Or I topped last year too at Gen Con, and then we never got. To
We forgot to do it. Yeah, we forgot. It's
so,
cool.
Yeah, I guess it's good to do it this time.
Yeah, I'm glad one of the homies got it. So now I gotta get my invite. I gotta stop slacking, bro.
Yeah, you do.
fucking
Because if
garbage.
I'm going to Nats and you're not there, boy, oh boy, am I gonna be making fun of you.
I'm gonna
dog.
be mad. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Well, man. Thank you for letting me do this, and catch you guys in the next one.